KROQ.
Zwan, they're the best Zwan I ever had. That's very good.
Jerry Lewis, welcome to the studios.
Hello, Kevin and Bean. How are you fellas doing this morning?
Good. It's Fergal, but thank you for stopping by. Now, a lot of people may be wondering... Right. A lot of people may be wondering, hey, it's not the Labor Day muscular dystrophy telethon. Why on earth would Kevin and Bean have Jerry Lewis on?
Walk through
It's not.
storm,
It's not.
We're not doing that.
Keep
We're not doing
your
that right
head up high.
That's months from now. Don't worry. You can.
What? We're not raising money for
Months
the kids?
from now.
Where's Ed McMahon?
Months from
Show
now.
me the tote board. Do me. Show me. Yeah.
Not right now.
What?
Although, Jerry, I got to tell you, I thought you might have lost some of the weight since the telecast last September,
No.
but your head is still enormously fat.
Well, I'm still on the drug
I see. Okay.
and it makes me swell, and there's bloating, and there's water retention, and I have... You should see my balls.
Oh,
I
we
don't
don't
I
care
got
to. We don't
balls
want
the size of something that's big.
Okay.
But the weight on the sack alone
Yeah, we don't
could
wanna-
make you go, Haven.
Yeah.
Well, here's why we wanted you to stop by, Jerry. Of course, it is well known around the world that although you're a popular entertainer and
Yes,
a
I
movie
am.
star for many years,
Yes.
you're for some reason you're freakishly popular in the country of France. They worship you.
The French do love me, and I can't for the life of me explain why. Perhaps they know that I have a giant head, and they could make me the world's biggest beret.
I don't know
It
either,
would be
but
good for them. It would keep them busy for a year.
Are you more popular anywhere in the world than France, or is
No,
that?
France recognizes the work that I've done,
I see.
and I continue to do with all my very popular feature films and performances.
I haven't seen you in a long time in a feature film.
I've been doing many films, but they're in my basement.
I see. Okay.
So you
I
can
see.
come
Okay.
over to my house and watch me on the screen.
Now, here's the thing. No joke. About every year,
No
year and a
joke,
half,
serious now, people.
it seems like
My
they
kids
have.
can't walk.
We're not talking about the muscular dystrophy
Oh,
right now,
sorry.
but about every year and a half, 2 years, it seems like, they have Jerry Lewis come back over to France so they can give him another award. And I'm talking about from the president of France, they give him an award. They give him like honorary citizenship. I mean, they adore you. And what's weird right now is that France seems to hate everything about America and vice versa. I mean, there's a huge rift between these countries that up till now have been pretty solid allies.
We do have some serious issues to deal with.
We do because they're trying to veto
They're bad.
what the president wants in the UN, which is a resolution that Iraq is not in compliance with disarmament. So what we thought we'd have you do today, Mr. Lewis, is kind of smooth things over a little bit. We figure if they hear from you that they shouldn't be vetoing what the U.S. wants to do, then maybe they'll take it more seriously.
Well, whatever I can do to help stop all the sodomy Husseins and all the other people.
Okay.
Because I love America. It's been very good to me because it's the greatest country in the world.
All right. Thank you,
And
Don.
only here can we have kids who are in wheelchairs can get up and walk. Well, they can't
They can't,
yet, but
yeah, but they're
hopefully
going to.
someday they'll be walking American
not the
kids, and the
telethon
French
right now.
kids will come, and then there'll be shaking of hands.
We're not doing the telethon right
And shaking of legs, probably, because there'll be new
Oh, for God's
legs
sakes.
walking. It'll be very shaky.
now. So what's going to happen is we're going to smooth things over behind the scenes. Then the president's going to call again today, I'm sure, and they're going to say yes, and he's going to say, excuse me? And they're going to say, yeah, we're with you.
And they say, Jerry made a difference.
Right.
That's right.
So
Jerry
let's-
made a difference.
Having trouble getting my head around this one.
You?
All right.
I've never been more scared in my life.
Here's a quick recap. We thought it would be funny to have Ralph do his impression of Jerry Lewis and call France and try and talk them into supporting us on the war.
Because Jerry Lewis, for some odd reason, is a huge, huge star in France. They think he's one of the greatest filmmakers ever.
We've done this bit 1,000 times. We get hung up on every single time. So this time, we think we get hung up on. We end the bit. We go into commercial. Doc does the news. We start doing some other stuff. And Bean still hears the phone. He says, I think there's someone still on the phone.
Yeah, the lady that we thought hung up on us basically, I guess, must have put us on hold to go check with Mr. Chirac to see whether he was available for a phone call from American film star Jerry Lewis. So she comes back on the phone and she says, hello.
Oh, man.
And we're, off doing other things. So we scramble to get Ralph back in the room and get Jerry Lewis back on the phone. And sure enough, President Jacques Chirac comes on the telephone.
It's the strangest thing that has ever happened.
How is that possible?
And at
So
this
now,
point, though,
Ralph,
Lisa,
Ralph, who's being funny with Jerry Lewis, now all of a sudden realizes that he's talking to the president of France, and now he's not really a comedy bit anymore because it's
International
not funny.
incident.
Yes.
I'm
International incident, yes.
I'm adrift now talking to one of the leaders of one of the, largest countries in Europe, and I have to suck it up now and actually sort of do some kind of interview, I guess, because now we have the opportunity to have him on our show. We have to make it count.
Sure.
And at the same time, I'm trying to stay, I'm Jerry Lewis to this guy, so I can't come out of it. I can't change the voice.
And in the room, we're all looking at each other going, what
the hell
are we supposed to do?
now, you didn't tell him, Ralph, that the American plan right now is to bomb the crap out of Iraq and then Paris, right?
No, I didn't.
You didn't mention that.
I didn't mention that at all. No, I made nice with Monsieur President.
So here's how it sounded when we scrambled and started talking to the secretary again about getting the president of France on the phone.
All right. Bye-bye, sir.
Bye-bye, Jerry.
Oh, my God.
Can you believe that? Now, what should he have been doing?
President of France? Whose calls was he not taking while he was talking to Jerry?
How does the guy just... walk down the hall and take his call.
Well, in
That's the power
Jerry
of
Lewis's
Jerry.
defense, he was very funny in The Nutty Professor in 1960. So I think that you got a lot of call for that.
Okay, that was weird.
That was and you know what? I really liked Jacques Chirac too.
I think he was very well spoken.
thought he sounded
I
like a
do
nice
too.
guy
Made
too.
some good points.
Yep. I think
Committed
so.
and
He was dead
I-
wrong about making progress, because we're not. But that's where the two sides disagree.
He did
Are
give
we making
America
progress?
credit,
Are we
though,
not
for at
making
least
progress?
putting the
Yeah.
pressure on Saddam to start the disarmament
He did.
process, at least.
Yeah.
I can't get my head around this.
He's the president of like a real country. I'm sort of a real country, not a
Hope
real
he
country.
never
but
figures this out.
Hey, Bean,
Oh, somehow it's going to find. He's going
I
to find
know,
out,
and
he's
I'm gonna
gonna
feel really
He's going to
awful.
declare war on the United States because of this.
before we go on, can we remind you of your stance with France, Bean?
I do hate France, but he was entertaining. He talked to Jerry Lewis.
Here's the thing: I didn't know whether he had ever met Jerry Lewis before or not.
Oh, right, sure.
So at the end, I'm saying,
Apparently not.
Well, next time I'm in Europe, I hope we can get together. I don't know whether to say I want to
Again?
meet you or
Again,
again or whatever. He's like, oh, I would like to meet you. I was like, all right, cool. Then he's never met me before.
Good
Because
job.
we didn't know if he was going to say, those hookers we picked up last time you were in town.
You were awesome.
I still have
best
crabs.
night ever.
I still have crabs from the last time. Yeah. Thank God
Were you
nothing,
were you a little nervous, Ralph, when the president of France comes on
not
the phone?
nervous so much as I was crapping my pants, realizing I was talking to the head of a country.
Well, and
With no information really at my fingertips or anything really to say.
but there's nothing going on with him right now, so...
No, at least he's not in the news or there's no real issues
Okay,
with
that's
him.
weird.
Leader of the country of France.
Colin Powell is on line one for you, Ralph.
No, he's on for Jerry Lewis.
He has some questions
He
about
heard
how the
Jerry-
negotiations are going.
He heard Jerry was here and he wants to talk to him.
Jerry can be a force for peace. I've always believed that.
Okay, we're done. Let's leave.
Yes.
That was
Run.
that was funny.
Well, tell your friends if they didn't get a chance to hear it today. Well, we will be replaying it tomorrow, so people will hear it early in the show tomorrow.
And thanks again, of course, to Chris Rock for stopping by. The new film called Head of State comes out 2 weeks from Friday, the 28th of March. So, good times?
Sure.
Good times.
Good times.
Good time till we get into the office and have to meet with the bosses and see how they feel about this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's KROQ FM passing Los Angeles, the world-famous KROQ. It's 10 o'clock. Tammy Heidi's coming up next. She's got the nonstop KROQ, including Somewhere I Belong, the new one from Lincoln Park. Also, Hot Heat. Huh? Oh, no, we're not doing that, Jerry. Blink 182 and the Foo Fighters. Straight ahead on the world-famous KROQ.
And don't be afraid of the storm.
Time anyway. All right,
That was very supportive of him.
But I don't think he's nice about it, but I don't think
Hold
it's a
it.
good fit.
I got it.
What?
El Cucuyo, gone.
He did leave. What station was he at?
I don't know.
Okay.
El
Kevin, we don't
Cucuyo?
speak Spanish. You understand that, right?
No, we don't.
Maybe we could do Spanglish.
We could learn Spanish later.
Orale,
Yeah.
gato, El Pollo Loco. That's our new show. El Pollo Loco, La
I had
Cucuroo.
I had high hopes for KFI because that's one of the few stations that I really like here. But apparently, we're just not smart enough to work there.
that's all right.
Guacamole y Chimichanga Show.
And we're also apparently, according to our management, not smart enough to work here.
They're not the only game here in town. We got
There's more.
I think El Cucuyo is at KSCA. I think we go right over there.
Okay, all right.
We learn Spanish tonight. We start tomorrow.
I put an app in over at Love Songs on the Coast earlier today. I'm
Did you?
hoping to get that Ted Ziegenbusch gig. I love him. Hey, you want to make love to her, so here's a song especially for her. It's I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston.
Good luck with that. That'd be good.
I dialed up our old friend John Tesh to see if he had any ins at the Wave. That's what I'm going for. I'm shooting for the Wave.
Well, good luck to all of them.
Kevin and Bean Show at
I get that.
941. Brian Wilcox from Redlands just won tickets for Stephen King's Dreamcatcher red carpet.
All right, I'll get it. Hold on, I'll get it.
All right,
Is
Ross,
it mine? Sorry about
you pick
that.
that up.
I'll get it. Down,
But
Tater
we-
Tot.
But we do have Pearl Jam
Oh,
tickets.
Jesus Christ.
It's going to pick up on one more ring. I apologize. My bad.
Why don't you pick it up while I ask the Pearl Jam question? Do you mind
Okay,
that?
go ahead.
Find
All
out
right,
who
go
it
ahead.
is and tell them they're in big, big trouble.
I'm gonna ask the Pearl Jam question. We're looking for you. If you can answer this question, you're going to instantly win a trip to Florida for spring break to see Pearl Jam. All right? Here's the question. Yellow Ledbetter, the song, was not on a Pearl Jam album originally. It was originally released as a B-side. A B-side of what? That's the question.
Oh, so what was the A side of Yellow Ledbetter? You're
Yes.
asking?
What song was released as with the B-side of Yellow Ledbetter? That's what we're
And
that's what we're looking
every Pearl Jam fan knows that one, so we'll
Pretty
definitely
easy.
get a fan to get on the plane this time. It's 9:45. Ralph is here with the show business. Good morning, Ralph.
Was it Mambo number 5?
Yes.
That's what I thought it
But
was.
we're looking for the listeners.
It's days like this that I wish I had a broken back. 'Cause Kevin gets to go have long needles shot into his spine instead of talking to lawyers. I'm like, dude, you are so lucky.
Dude, I swear to God, I've never really said this before, but I've never wanted to be on that call more in my life.
Really?
Yes.
I would opt for the long needles shoved into my spine.
Not me, those mother effers.
I would too. You're a masochist, though, Kevin.
No, it's just insanity, but we can't talk about it.
All right.
Charity. Jerry Lewis.
Certainly not a longer period of time. For
right.
years he's been doing it, and he is not only talented, but kind and forgiving.
And
Especially
we hope.
forgiving.
Especially.
We hope.
And so happy 77th birthday to Jerry Lewis, America.
And we think the weight on his head looks good. We're all going to go on the record and say that too. All the medicine with the weight.
wrong
I'm saying
with you?
there are others who have made jokes. I'm saying he's man enough that he pulls it off. He carries it well.
No more Guinness for you. That's the Ralph Showbiz Report.
Tonight on the W.
I don't know. They were D.C., New York. I don't know where they were. But they were just,
Hell.
They were jackasses.
They were lawyers from hell.
Hades.
And no friends of ours either, by the way. And not big fans of the Kevin and Bean Show either.
Oh, my God. Just trying desperately. And supposedly they're our lawyers for our company, trying desperately to prove that we broke every law available to man. So
I felt the white heat layup in my eyes, even though it was a phone conference call. I could still feel that.
It was one of those scenes from a movie where the criminal's in the chair and they got the little lamp over him and he's sweating and saying, "Come on, crack!"
So give it up for the first, and it was a conference call. So I was someplace else, and Ralph was someplace, and Bean was someplace. So the first third of the call, it was pretty much just Bean holding up our end of the conversation versus, the devils, the lawyers.
120 lawyers.
Yeah. And he was doing pretty well, but they really started getting to him, and he got a little more angry, and Ralph and I, I'm sure we're doing the same thing. We're just kind of smiling, going, yeah.
Go Bean.
Push him.
It's your birthday.
It's your birthday.
Go Bean. In the club.
A little angrier. They could not have had any less interest in what we were saying. It was,
We were trying to explain our position on the bit that dare not speak its name.
Right.
And they were saying how wrong we were and how we had done so many bad things.
But it wasn't like in a trial where you have at least the opportunity to put on a defense.
Oh, God, no.
It was judge, jury, and executioner is what it was.
So Bean's getting a little more upset, a little bit more upset, and I'm just thinking, this is great. Something's going to... And all of a sudden, out of
You
nowhere...
start smelling smoke.
I swear to God, smoke came out of my cell phone.
and the fuse blew.
And I hear this from the other end of the phone.
All right, then. I guess I'm just too stupid to understand any of this, so I'm hanging up. Click.
And I snickered. And Ralph didn't say anything, and I didn't say anything, and the lawyers didn't say
There
anything.
were crickets on the phone.
And then we said...
So anyway.
And then Ralph and I had to pick up the conversation and argue with him and get yelled at.
happened.
Yeah.
Right.
Then Kevin went off to get his back worked on, and then I was
Seriously, it was just you left,
And I
Ralph?
was left alone.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
And you know what it was, Lisa? For me, it ended up being, those scenes in the cop movies where the rookie cop shoots some bystander on the street accidentally?
Yeah.
And he's got to go in front of the tribunal to prove whether it was a good shoot or a bad shoot. I was sitting there, and the whole panel of them was just grilling me with questions. I was like, but you weren't there.
But the tribunal in this particular case is convinced 1,000% that it was a bad shoot. So
Yes,
that's
exactly
that's
right.
the beauty of this.
And there's no way I could defend it myself.
So we hate our company.
Guys, I know we're not allowed to talk with this, and I know we got a break because we
Don't
got
do it.
The bit that dare not speak its
I know,
name.
and I'm not gonna reference that, but I just want to say this, and I'm not proud of my my
Oh, it was
behavior.
great.
I'm really not. I don't feel good about it because
That was
I
good. It was
I do try hard to be even-handed, and we do get into.
just too stupid to understand.
I didn't feel like we were even speaking the same language anymore. They weren't listening to what I was saying, and I couldn't comprehend the kind of evil, twisted, stupid people that we were talking to.
They were.
Couldn't understand where they were coming
There was
from.
an assumption on their part that we were some sort of evil geniuses who had a conspiracy to do
Yeah.
something really bad in the world.
And here's the thing.
Bean, it was funny.
Here's the thing.
It was
though.
great. It was a good statement.
I'm different from you guys in this respect. I
Snap.
was a no. I was I'm a hothead. No, I was a little kid who fell in love with radio. You guys
that's
kind of
different.
you guys kind of came up
That's true,
into the
yeah.
business in different ways, right? Ralph, moved to Hollywood to be an actor, and this is kind of just a fluke side thing that you enjoy for now, but it's
Right.
not your passion, it's not your life.
That's true.
Kevin just did it because he fell into it.
No, but just because I thought, well, that sounds like
Fell into
a
it in
fun
college.
time.
Yeah, right. And you guys are both terrific at it, and I think you appreciate the business now. But I mean,
You've always
love
wanted
radio.
to do
I'm
this.
a geek. I'm the kind of geeky kid who used to do little radio shows on tape when I was like 8 years old. And I used to do my own version of the
First of
Casey
all-
Kasem countdown.
First of all, we need those tapes. And second of all, so what happened was for 13 years, radio was working its way down to give him oral sex. And yesterday it bit.
It showed its teeth yesterday. So it's not just like a bad day at work. It's not like I'm a car salesman and I didn't make quota this month. It really, this week has broken my heart and my spirit. It really has. And I know that sounds like I'm being dramatic, but
not. That's the beauty.
I'm crying on the inside here, guys. I'm laughing on the outside.
tears
but I'm
of a
crying. Yes, there's nothing sadder, Ralph. Am I right?
Nothing.
Nothing sadder than the tears of a clown.
You got that right, Smokey.
I guess I'm just not smart enough to understand.
Hang it up.
It's like I said. Actually, what I said was, I gotta go.
That's right.
But it's the end of the innocence for me. It's like I just found out my wife used to be a hooker. I mean, it's one of those kind of things. It's
That
just-
happened
that's-
too.
Dude, your wife was
We
a hooker?
already knew that.
That's what I'm
That's the
saying,
sad
man.
part.
Is it's been a bad week. All right.
She have a rate
She was
card?
good too.
Yeah, she was. Lisa.
Just saying.
All right now.
Well, I'm sorry for blowing the fuse.
No,
yesterday, but
we're trying to
stop it.
tell you that it was great.
I'm a broken man here, guys. It's a miracle that I'm even.
I swear to God.
If it weren't for the kegerator flowing Guinness out there, I wouldn't even be here today.
These lawyers, KROQ's lawyers, have driven Bean to drink. A man who never touched a drop before.
KROQ's lawyers are the worst. And they're terrible people to deal with. And I am not exaggerating when I tell you that, and this isn't funny or anything, but when we came in this morning, before we went on the air, Bean said, you have no idea how close I came to just not showing up
I was
today.
talking to him yesterday. He goes, I don't know if I
just-
can do another show tomorrow. He said, I'm just that crestfallen. I'm that
That's the truth.
brokenhearted about the whole thing.
But when you blew up yesterday, I was so happy.
You love that one, did you?
Oh, I was just laughing. I had to put my hand over the cell phone so they couldn't hear me laughing.
Kevin's still the mayor of Hateville, but I just bought a sweet place right next door.
I've decided.
What, Ralph? I'm sorry.
No, I've decided though we have to keep going. Though we got to keep doing the show. We got to try to carry on and be as funny and as energetic.
I don't
and
think
try
Bean's
to do the
decided
show
that yet.
We
I
have
haven't.
to because if not, then the terrorists win. You know what I'm saying?
Can I thank briefly before we break, and then not play a song because we're running so late and we got to talk to Seymour Butts? Thank you to the listeners who have been fantastic
Yes,
with their
the
support.
emails have been
The
amazing.
people who have been writing and saying, look, I don't know what's going on, but I know you guys are in a lot of trouble, but I want you to know that I'll be really pissed if you get fired because I love your show. That means so much to us right now.
And in no other circumstances I remember has the email been so overwhelmingly positive. I mean, I haven't gotten one that said you guys did a bad thing or anything. Everyone's really been on our side, and that means
It does
the
mean a lot.
world to us because of what we're going through.
I know that we joke a lot, but the three of us have never wanted to work here less than we did this week. I swear to God, and this week.
Well, I'm glad so many listeners are supportive because we'll be coming to them for work soon. So maybe
We'll be
someone
doing our show door to door soon.
Those of you that have really good jobs available, just
keep
them
us in
open.
mind.
KROQ. Tired of hearing this?
I'm sure he does.
You know, he's raising money and
Right.
he's
Right, that's what I'm
overseeing
saying.
research and
Right.
he's making sure all those kids so someday will be able to walk.
You know, Jerry Lewis, who was a huge radio star at one time in his life, used to make a ton of prank phone calls. There are albums out that you can buy of Jerry Lewis's prank
How
phone
is that
calls.
relevant to anything?
I'm just saying the guy has done it all. Ralph mentioned
I
all
see.
the other
Okay.
areas of show business
You're
that he's
showing his
excelled in.
range.
Yeah,
I see.
The guy's unbelievable. I know
Star
he has
of stage,
he has-
movies.
He has a real appreciation for that art form.
What a good
All
guy, huh?
It's 9:56. Lightning, I hate you and everything that you stand for, but tell me where you're going to be this weekend.
Well, if you